What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be applying a ceramic coating to my Elantra N. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so today we're going to be applying this Mohs Evo ceramic coating to the Elantra N. So before we get started, I wanted to go over all of the products that I'm going to be using. Obviously, before you apply a ceramic coating to your car, you've got to make sure that it's very, very clean. So we're going to be doing a full detail prior to applying the coating. We're going to start by washing the car, clay barring it, then I'm going to do a light polish, and then finally we will apply the ceramic coating. So you may remember from previous videos I did mention that I had already applied a kind of a ceramic wax from Chemical Guys. That is still in the car. It's been about 2.5 months now since I installed that, and it's still holding up pretty good. But the water doesn't really be quite as good as it used to, and it's kind of more sheeting rather. And I wanted to just try something different. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by washing the car, like I said, and I'm going to show you guys all the products that I use. So I do use pretty much exclusively Chemical Guys products, as you can see. We're going to be using a 2-bucket method, and we're also going to be using this foam cannon to help us out. So to start with, we're going to talk about my soaps. I use this Snowball foaming soap, and then today I'm going to be using this Clean Slate soap in addition. Basically what that does is it's going to help remove that ceramic wax that I had already applied on the car. It's going to help just get all of the any kind of chemicals, stuff like that that's already on the vehicle. It's going to get it off of the car. As I do typically would use this kind of ceramic infused soap. I'm not going to today because I'm trying to get everything off of the car so that I can apply a new ceramic coating, but I probably will continue to use that in the future on this Gyeon coating. So I'll also go through how I clean the inside of the car. Obviously we're not going to be applying the ceramic coating in there, but I will show you kind of my process of how I detail the inside of the car. I use their glass cleaner as well as the silk shine stuff on the plastics. This stuff works really good just to get it all shined up again. For the wheels, I use this Decon iron remover, and I also use their just kind of multi-purpose degreaser for the tires. That really gets all of the grime, brake dust, all that stuff, just eats it up and leaves you with a really nice clean. Then moving on, we go to start clay barring. I'm going to use the Chemical Guys. This is just their clay block. It's a little bit bigger, gives it a little bit more surface area, so it makes it just a little bit of a quicker process for your detailing your car. And I'm going to use their, let's see, where is it here? Just their general clay luber. That's what I'll be using for that. And then moving on to the polish. Being that this is still a pretty brand new car, I'm going to use just their generic scratch and swirl removing polish. They do have more aggressive polishes if you have deeper scratches, deeper swirls, things like that. And then I'm going to be using the orange pad. So this is kind of a medium duty cutting pad. Again, it's not really going to be super aggressive, as none of the scratches that are on the car are really that deep. And I'm going to be primarily focusing on the rear of the car because the last time when I applied the ceramic wax, I did do a full polish all over the entire vehicle and removed pretty much all of the scratches and swirls that were on it after I had taken delivery from the car, just from the factory, whenever they did their detail or whatever it was, left some pretty good scratches and stuff on the back side of the car. So. Okay, so I'm going to get everything ready to go, and we're going to pull the car out into the driveway and start washing. Alright, so we're going to start with the wheels first. I'm going to rinse them off, then I'm going to hit them with the wheel cleaner and the multi-purpose degreaser, and I'm going to agitate with these brushes. And then we'll wash off all of the excess, and we'll have a pretty clean wheel when we're done. Here we go.
so now that we got the wheels all cleaned, we're going to go ahead and get the car washed. So I've got my buckets over here. They've already got filled with water. I'm going to add the soap. I add a pretty generous amount, so you'll see I'm going to pour a good amount of the Snowball in there and then a little bit of that Clean Slate. I'm also going to do the same thing in the foam cannon, and then I'm going to grab my wash mitt. First thing I'm going to do is rinse the car down, then I'm going to hit it with the foam cannon, then I'm going to hand wash it with the mitt using the 2-bucket method. Then I'll rinse it off, pull it back in the garage, and start drying it. So I got it washed and dried. I'm going to spray down the mats real quick, and then I'm going to hit them with some of this vinyl, rubber and vinyl mat renew stuff, and scrub them down, get them looking nice and clean and new. Alright guys, so the car is completely washed and dried, and you can see it is looking 100% better again. I'm going to give the interior a quick detail. I'm not going to film that, and then I will pick back up when I start doing the clay bar. Alright, so you can see I just went ahead and quickly just kind of vacuumed it out. You saw me detail the mats, and then I just hit the doors and all the plastic trim with some of that silk shine, get it all looking new again. And yeah, so we are going to be moving on to the clay bar stage. Okay, so the next step before we polish and move on to the ceramic coating itself is going to be to clay the surface. So basically we're going to take this clay bar here, and we're going to use this clay luber. We're going to spray it on the bar very heavily, and then on the car, and we're just going to kind of just go back and forth like this in nice smooth slow motions. What that's going to do is really just get all of the fine particles of dirt, dust, debris, all that stuff off the car before we move on to polishing. Now if you have a car that you've never done this to, you can probably take your hand and rub it along the paint, and I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like a little bit of, you can feel a little bit. Now this paint is still very smooth just because I take very good care of it, and it's already been clayed and polished in the last couple months, and I clean it weekly, but you can still feel a little bit of kind of roughness. So we're going to hit the whole surface with the clay bar, get it feeling nice and smooth, and then I'll check back in with you guys before I start polishing. All right, so I went ahead and finished up clay barring the entire surface of the car, and then I polished it as well. For whatever reason, the camera didn't pick up. I don't know if I just forgot to record it or what, but virtually any of that, so I do apologize. But basically I just clay barred like you saw a little bit in the time lapse, clayed the entire vehicle, and then used a machine polisher to just kind of hit it all with a nice thin layer of polishing. I was a little heavier in the back just because there was a little bit more scratching. But so the ceramic coating that I'm going to be using is this Gyeon, it's called the Mohs Evo. So basically, I think it was $60 or $70. And in the box, you get this little bottle of the stuff, and then this little applicator pad, as well as the instructions. So basically, there's a dropper. We're going to drop a few drops onto the pad there, and then I'm going to try it just kind of right here in this area first. Supposedly from the videos that I've seen, it flashes very quickly, so I'm going to try to show you guys that. And basically, you're just going to wipe it on, let it flash, and then wipe it right off with a microfiber towel. All right, so it says to use a pretty generous amount, so I put a pretty good amount on this applicator pad, and then we're just going to we're going to start right here in this area and see what happens. So in the videos that I watched on this, basically it said you don't want to overwork it, and that it should flash pretty quickly and it'll start looking like it's sweating, which you can pretty much already see happening. I don't know how much of that, if it's picking up on film or not. It looks like it is. So yeah, it flashed very quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down. Guys, and there you have it. The coating is on. You can't really see too much difference here in the garage, and unfortunately the weather is kind of crappy outside, so I'm not going to pull the car out right now. But if you go follow me on my Instagram page, which is the same name as my YouTube, at 863 Elantra N, I'll be posting some pictures there. I'll try to give you guys an idea, though. You can see the reflection pretty clearly there. But yeah, overall, I mean, the product was very easy to use. It went on pretty easily, flashed very quickly. So I'm very interested to see what it kind of looks like out in the sun. I mean, you can see here in the garage, the reflections of the lights kind of bouncing off of it. It definitely has a really nice shine. So I'm definitely interested to see what's going to happen when I pull it outside. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap things up for today's video. I will be making another video here in the next about week or so for my 5,000 mile review. Just crossed over, or just about at 5,000 miles now. Just got my first oil change done, so I just want to give some updated thoughts and feedback on my time with the car. If you like this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content coming from my Hyundai Elantra N, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.